Hey there classy people, this is Josh the Top Hat Gamer, and this week I'm reviewing Evolve. With its focus on online multiplayer and boss fight style matches, does Evolve stand tall at the top of the food chain, or does it drown in the bottom of the gene pool? Let's find out. Evolve takes place on Sheer, a planet in the far reaches of space, where established colonies are being attacked and overrun by previously unknown monsters. To deal with the monster threat and help with the planet's evacuation, a team of hunters made up of mercenaries, professionals, and psychopaths is called in. The game looks great and runs fairly well, with the exception of the occasional slowdown or texture pop-in. The world of Sheer is varied, and you'll hunt in forests, swamps, and even snow-covered areas, and they're inhabited by weird and wonderful monsters. Again, I found myself wanting more information about the world and wildlife, but was ultimately disappointed to find none. The character designs are excellent and convey much of the cast's personality without providing us with many solid details. For example, Hyde's combination of stained white singlet and heavy-duty flamethrower arm paint the man as a bit of a psycho, and his rough and aggressive dialogue sell that. There's a good mix of ex-soldiers like Val and Markov, gentleman hunters like Griffin, and engineers like Hank rounding out the crew. The monster designs are also really cool, even though there's not many to choose from. The Goliath looks like a monstrous gorilla, the Kraken is an eldritch horror if ever I've seen one, and the Wraith's signature scythes make it super intimidating. My only complaint is that there's only 3 of them, which is a little lackluster to be honest. The game focuses on the multiplayer side of things, and its asymmetrical style sets it apart from other online shooters out there. Each game pits the monster against a group of 4 hunters with varying conditions for victory. Usually, wiping out the other side will win the game for you, but other modes such as Rescue or Nest have the hunters trying to evacuate survivors or destroying eggs respectively. The monster's goals generally stay the same: eat, evolve, and then wreck everything. The most intriguing mode is the Evacuation Campaign, which is a mode that strings multiple games together with dynamic elements that change according to who wins the previous round. For instance, a hunter win can give them trained birds in the next round to alert players to the monster, or a monster's win can give access to mutated plants that regenerate health when eaten. Playing as the hunters requires teamwork and communication, and a successful hunt means everyone plays their role correctly. The trappers need to track and slow the monster down, and each of them carry a mobile arena to keep the monsters from escaping. Medics need to keep their teammates alive, but are also able to uncover weak spots for other team members to focus on. Support are about buffing allies and debuffing the monster, and they can cloak themselves and nearby teammates. Finally, the Assault class is the damage dealer of the group and has a personal shield that helps them get close and stay close as the monster lashes out. Each hunter utilizes a class skill such as the Assault's personal shield and 3 other tools or weapons. For example, Hank uses a laser cutter as his primary weapon, but also has an orbital strike and a shield generated to use on teammates. This is without mentioning the Support class's stealth cloak ability. Each character has a variety of weapons with different ranges and accuracy, and this makes them all useful in most situations. Tracking the monsters can get frustrating, as the beasts generally move faster than the hunters, but telltale signs such as broken trees, footprints, or rotting carcasses can point you in the right direction. Ultimately, the chase can be just as thrilling as the fight. On the other side, you play as one of 3 monsters who must eat to gain strength and unlock abilities to use against the hunters. The Goliath is the warrior of the group, based around brute strength and durability. He can throw rocks and breathe fire, as well as performing leaping strikes and charging opponents down. The Kraken is the quote-unquote mage of the group, excelling at ranged combat while it soars overhead. The Kraken comes with the ability to use both ranged and area of effect lightning, as well as pushing blasts and homing mines. Finally, the Wraith has a roguish skill set which is based around stealth and trickery. It's able to pull characters in for big damage, as well as using clones of itself to misdirect hunters and teleport in for explosions. The playstyles of the monsters are surprisingly varied, but having only 3 of them seems a little bit lacking. There are 12 hunters to use as well, with 3 in each of the 4 classes, and again, for a full-price retail game, it doesn't seem like enough content. The fact that there are more monsters and hunters on the way via DLC is of little comfort. The game may not have a lot of content on offer, but the way to unlock more at least forces you to try each of the hunters and monsters. It's an interesting way to encourage variety and player choice, but more often than not you'll find yourself grinding the use of a certain character's tool or weapon so you can check the required box. It's good in theory, but slightly annoying in practice. At the end of the day, Evolve provides a fresh take on multiplayer with its asymmetric concept of 4 hunters against 1 monster. Playing as the hunters can be a fun exercise in teamwork and communication, and playing as the monster is great when you've had enough of your teammates not doing their jobs. The look of the game and the character designs in particular are memorable. I just wish more background information was available in-game. Evolve gets the Top Hat Gamer rating of mediocre. The gameplay is fast and fun on the hunter side, and the transition from hunted to hunter as the monster is tense and satisfying. Evolve just oozes character, but the intrigue it creates is barely capitalized on. To add to that, it just feels like it's lacking new content and not worth the price of admission. As it stands, I'd honestly recommend waiting for a price drop, or a complete edition to be released.